All right, Robinson Show. We're back with Christopher Olen Ray.
Hey man, how we doing?
Good. How you doing? Emmy award-winning producer from LA, correct?
Yes, sir.
Cool. What? How long have you been doing that for?
I've been producing now for just about 10 years. Been around the business since pretty much born. My dad's been doing this for over 40 years now, so I've been around it for a while.
I saw that. It said in your bio that you started as a kid going to your father his sets and all. Did he give you jobs to do, or did you just hang out there?
Depending on the film. Some films I was in them, some films I helped them, and but I got to hang out quite a bit, and I saw a lot of how it was done.
Was he scarier as a producer or as a dad?
As a dad.
Yeah. And then it said you went into the Navy at 19, correct?
Yes, sir. I went and joined the Navy. I was active duty military for 7 years, and then I worked as a contractor for 6 years. Cool.
Did you do that? Like, is that what you felt you needed to do, or did you just not want to do like film stuff?
At the time, I actually hated the business. So it was,
really?
For me, I had to get away.
That's what I was wondering. I didn't know if you did it just to get away from that, or if you did it not to do the same thing your father did, or what, like how that worked.
Yeah, I wanted to get away from the business. I thought joining the military was a good way to escape, and I went and did 4 years in Japan and 3 years.
What brought you back to filmmaking?
I was a government contractor for about 6 years, and I got laid off.
Okay.
And the only job I knew how to do at that point was make movies.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. That was the fallback. That's pretty awesome because people tell you got to have a fallback, have a business degree or something, but your fallback was the dream.
Yeah, it was the job that people usually tell you need a fallback for.
Well, I ended up going and I worked for about a year. I worked as a PA. And I did that. I started doing some more AD work, and then I got a call from the asylum to come on and do some pickups as a line producer.
Cool.
I came down. I worked for them for a couple of days. I stopped. About 2 or 3 weeks later, I got a phone call, and I didn't leave there for almost 6.5 years.
Was your father supportive of you going into that field, or was he against it?
Man, his suggestion was don't do it.
Just because he knew the headache and all that.
Well, it's a tough place to sustain. Our industry is so up and down. It's hard to sustain work. Yes.
I know. We've talked to some guys. We talked to Tony DeSantis. I forget how long he didn't have work for, and he actually retired and wasn't doing that anymore. And then he got a call from his agent. He said it was a long time, and he told them he's like. Yeah, no, I don't do that anymore. And they're like, no, you'll get this part. And yeah, he ended up getting a part again and stuff like that. Yeah, so I know there could be a long dry spell with that, man. But you've done really good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten lucky in the sense I produce. I'm also a UPM and I first AD. So with directing, producing, all the stuff, if something's not available, I have a job I can do.
Yeah. What you won an Emmy?
I did. I won an Emmy as one of the producers on the Amazon show The Bay.
Wow, that's awesome. Because I saw you had an impressive resume. I saw you worked for what was it where is it? Lionsgate, Sci-Fi. You've done Lifetime. You've done stuff for Hallmark, and is it the first Purge that's coming out in a couple months? You worked on?
Yeah, I was the first AD for the stunt unit on that.
Cool.
That's super cool, and that's like a prequel and shows what led up to the Purge, correct?
Correct. It's when they created it, and basically it's the very first Purge.
Wow, that's so cool, so cool. And who was in that?
Man, I worked all my stuff with the stunt guys, so I actually didn't get to meet any of the actors. I did. If you see the commercial, I did a lot of the guy being dragged down the street with the motorcycle, and the guy being hung from the light post and beat. And I did all the stunt stuff. So
wow, that's super cool.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to meet any of the name actors.
That's so awesome. Is that really scary to do the stunts?
You know, no, for me it's not. Because of growing up with Dad and meeting all these stunt guys as a kid growing up, and now producing and directing, working with stunt guys, it was actually really easy for me to do it. But what was unusual was the fact, I guess, I'm a little more safety cautious than a lot of people.
Yeah.
So with everything that's been going on, my concern on safety was just immense with all that stuff going.
Wow, yeah. I heard an interview once with Tom Cruise, and he said it's actually the safest thing you could do is the stunts. Like, I think he said he was never, like, really scared doing it. Like,
yeah, there's so many precautions, and there's so many people around waiting. They're there just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
So, the response time is so immediate.
Yeah. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just curious if you had dealt with any, like, horror stories or, like, any big injuries or know of any that people talk about.
We did a few years back, and it just came to show. We had an incident on set where if our medic, we had a medic there by chance, and it wasn't even a stunt day. But somebody ended up getting hurt, and we were in the middle of nowhere. But because we had a medic on standby, the person, is still alive today.
Wow, so that was just luck. Wow.
Because of that incident, we now have a medic on every single show we do.
Oh wow, that's awesome that the person ended up being okay and all. But yeah, that's crazy. Wow. What is your favorite genre of film to produce? Is it horror? Is it like sci-fi? Is it like psychological stuff or?
For producing, I just love making movies when it comes to producing. Directing, the genres I've been most successful at has been action and horror.
Yes. I saw a bunch of horror stuff. I saw I wanted to ask too, what is Circus Kane? I saw the preview and it looked pretty wild.
Yeah, the Circus Kane, we just won seven Terry Awards yesterday for that.
Oh, that was just yesterday?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Wow, congrats. Awesome. Yeah, it looks really cool.
So it's about a character by the name of Balthazar Kane who has it's almost like an escape room, but turned into like a haunted mansion with escape rooms. And they go into it and they realize that the escapes are all real. And so people start getting killed by these escape rooms. So it's kind of a fun little horror, a lot of blood. We make a lot of little homages to old horror films, and
cool.
And if you watch it, you'll pick up on some things. There's a comment that Tim Abel makes as Balthazar Kane with Jonathan Lipnicki that as soon as you hear it, most people can pinpoint where he pulled it from.
Cool. What is the biggest influence on the film as far as old horror movies go? When we came up with the idea, I brainstormed the idea with James Bressick, and I wanted to do House on Haunted Hill meets 31 meets Escape Rooms. Cool. And that's kind of how we approached it. So it's, when you watch it, you actually will see a little bit of everything in there, but then you also see there's sideshow stuff that my old man used to have a sideshow, so there's some of that stuff in there. There's a lot of practical stuff. Yeah.
With the pendulums are all practical. There's a lot of the effects in there are on site.
Wow.
Very very few VFX.
Wow, that's awesome. And I saw it had a lot of big name actors in it too, attached to it.
Yeah, Circus Kane, we had Jonathan Lipnicki, Tim Abel, Victoria Konefeld, who I believe it's Days of Our Lives now. She's one of the stars of. Timmy, Ted Monty, Richard Mall, Mark Christopher Lawrence. Trying to think of who else we had. I think name-wise, I think that was about it.
Yeah. That's still pretty awesome. What have you been like out of all your works? What would you consider to be your favorite?
There's a couple of things that haven't come out yet that I'm looking forward to see how they go. But I'm right now between Circus Kane and Mercenaries are the two films I'm the most proud of. But again, I have 3 projects. That 2 of them are coming out this year, and one of them was just finished.
Cool.
So
yeah, I saw the trailer for Mercenaries. That looked pretty awesome as well.
Yeah, no, dude, that's probably one of my favorite films. It was a blast to make it, and it turned out great, and I was very, very happy with it overall.
Nice. And I was gonna ask too, either when you were growing up or after you got back into the business, what's the craziest thing you've seen go down in production of a film?
There's one project specifically that I relate to. Whenever something's really bad on set, I always ask myself, is it as bad as that show? And it's one of those things now where we can sit here and do a whole show about what went wrong and how it went wrong. Wow. And by the time we were done with it, you wouldn't believe me.
Wow. That sounds like a book needs to be written about that.
I just got done asking the company I made the film for if I could do a making of, and they actually approved it. So we're working on some sort of outline on it.
Cool. I thought you were going to say they said no. You can never talk about this.
No, they said they actually said we could. It's just we have to figure out how to approach it.
How to present it, yeah.
We had a lot of main actors, and there's a lot of things in it that we don't want to. We don't want to jeopardize anybody's career now.
No, exactly.
So
you don't want to badmouth anybody, but it was just probably like one thing after another, from what it sounds like. Wow.
Yeah, no, it was. To this day, I still have not experienced anything like it.
Wow. So yeah, it's not as bad as that. What is the hardest part about producing or directing a film?
It's we do things a little bit differently, where we'll find out, somebody will tell us what they want to make a movie for, and budget-wise, and then they'll give us a script, and we have to make that amount of money work for whatever script they give us.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like it could be difficult.
So, in bigger films, you actually budget to the script, where now where the script is being budgeted to the money. So it's a little bit different.
Okay. Do you have your own company too for production?
I do. I have a company, Deinstitutionalized. I'm partnered up with Gerald Webb.
Cool.
And we do, production services. We do our own films. And then we also do our separate stuff. He's an actor and a casting director. And then I produce and direct, but I also do some things outside of the company as well.
Cool.
I was going to ask, you said you worked with Asylum?
I did. I worked for Asylum for almost 6.5 years.
Wow, that's cool. They were the guys that they did Sharknado, right?
Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
they did. I actually directed a lot of the shark films. I did 2-headed shark, 3-headed shark. I did Shark Week. I did Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus, Mega Shark versus Colossus.
Yes. Did you do Ghost Shark? I think Ghost Shark was one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did not do Ghost Shark. That was I don't actually know what company that was.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I was always curious about those. Like, do those guys go into it and they're like, we really want to do this serious movie about sharks, or do they know, like, oh, this has to be bad? Like, is it bad to be funny? Like, how do they go about that, or does it just come out bad?
So what it is, and what it comes down to is the script is written as it's written, and your budget is what your budget is, and you have to try to make the script that's written. And what that does is it causes you to make these films in short periods of time, and you're trying to do what's written, but you don't have time. So you're rushing through it. That's why it looks the way it does. So,
I love them for that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing that it's bad. Like, they're cool.
Kind of like Snakes on a Plane. Like how bad it was, and I think at one point they were talking about like redoing it and wanting to make it like a good movie. And who's it? Who's the actor in it?
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Yeah, he was like, no. I want to do this movie. If this changes at all, I'm out. Like, he wanted to do a movie like that. Like, I enjoy like something like that. Like, I don't
There's
know.
a fan base for the bad B
They're a
horror.
lot of fun to make, but I mean, when you're dealing with shark films, as one of the adages go, just add water. You know, everything becomes harder when you add water.
Yes.
So it's hard to shoot to get those scenes.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're out in the middle of the ocean. You're trying to do scenes and dialogue and all this stuff, and sometimes the water doesn't cooperate. Sometimes you gotta get out of the water because you see a real shark. I mean, there's all sorts of weird things going on.
You got to keep that real shark in the film, though. Like, just tell that guy to swim out further.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. Have you done any acting, Christopher?
You know, I did as a kid. Once I got older, I've steered clear of being in front of the camera.
Oh yeah. And I was gonna say too. I saw that you're a parent. Do you encourage acting or what you do to them, or do you try to tell them like you don't want to do this?
You know, I support my daughter in whatever she wants to do. She comes out and she works on set with me, and
Oh wow.
and she gets to see what it is. I mean, right now she wants to do animation,
Cool.
but she has the option, and we're very open about it. There's no pressure. So she can do it if she wants to. She doesn't have to, and I'll support whatever she wants to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What do you like? With the internet being, you know, everyone could do whatever they want. Do you feel like that's a threat to the film industry, or like, how do you think, is Hollywood safe?
You know, it's what's going to happen is, and this is of course it's an opinion, but the industry has always been changing, and the people who stay in the business and are successful are the ones who are able to change with the business. And if that's the avenue in which it's going, we as a business have to accommodate and adjust.
Yeah,
so
that's very wise assessment. Yeah, that's what I've noticed too about things. Like, it's like if you can adjust and you can go with the flow and you can work around certain things, yeah, you'll be okay.
Yeah, no, and I mean that really is what it's coming down to. That the people who can't adjust or don't want to adjust are the ones that are really having a hard time.
How do you prefer to do like special effects? Like, do you prefer to actually have it done, or do you like prefer green screen?
You know, man, I've been using Vincent Bustani a lot from BGP, and his practicals are amazing. So we try to integrate practical with CGI. So we do what we can practically, and then if something is either too big of a piece or we want to try to enhance a little bit, we might do some things with it. But Vinny's stuff has been so great that we really haven't had to do anything with his stuff visually.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather see something that was really done, really put together.
Yeah, no, that's what we try to do. I mean, like I said, with Circus Kane, when you look at it, I mean, there are a lot of matte paintings, and there's a lot of, we had to add some smokes here and there, but the clown and the blood and all that stuff, that's all practical.
Cool.
Nice.
Have you ever done any of those escape rooms?
I did. Actually, when we were doing research for the script, we went to Hollywood, and we went through, I think we did 3 different escape rooms, and then 3 days before we started filming, I took the entire cast.
Oh, cool.
Have you done any?
No, I was wondering, like, are
our
they...
friend Ryder a few weeks ago did one. They sound like they're awesome.
Did you enjoy the ones you did, or?
Yeah, man, they were all themed, and it's basically teamwork in a puzzle room. And
Yes.
you know, there's the zombie room where you walk in, and it's like it's almost like the Resident Evil lab. And
Like a
you have to
live
figure out how to
action
get out
video
of the
game.
lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
Super cool.
I was also gonna say I love that you're kind of like doing like a haunted house theme thing, because I used to love, like, I love 13 Ghosts. I thought was a great movie, and I guess early 2000s there was a thing where they had a lot of haunted house movies, and I used to love them, and then they just kind of stopped doing that. You know, that genre like faded away.
Yeah, no, we did this one. Like I say, kind of combined House on Haunted Hill, which was, you know, come experience this, and if you survive the night, you'll get X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And then we took the gory clown and kind of the retro feel of it with kind of the 31, and then we took the concepts of the room from the escape rooms. So we really, you know, we kind of pulled from a bunch of different aspects. And one of the things I've done in the past is there's a little bit of comedy. You know, we try to make fun and have fun with it.
That's cool. I can appreciate that. That's very awesome. Do you have any, Chris? Do you have any upcoming projects that you could talk about?
Yeah, I do. A show I did about a year ago called Minutes to Midnight is coming out here probably in the next couple of weeks. I'll know the actual release date probably in about 2 weeks from now. I'll figure out the actual release date. We have a comedy that I did with Robert Ray Schaefer, Bobby Ray Schaefer from The Office called They Want Big Dixter. And it's a comedy about a B-movie director whose famous film is being redone as a porn.
Nice.
And then I just finished a series that I created with Zach Ward, and we just got done filming. We're actually in post now, and there should be some PR on that here in a couple weeks as well.
Cool, very cool. What well, I was gonna ask too. When you were in the Navy, you said you were in Japan. Did you see any action, like war or anything like that?
You know, I was on a carrier, the USS Independence, and we went out. We did a year in the Gulf, and then when I was in Puerto Rico, we worked. We worked every now and then. We worked with SOCOM, and we did stuff on Vieques. The Vieques riots. We were documenting the riots in Vieques, and so you know, when I was in Japan, I was a deck seaman and a quartermaster, and in Puerto Rico, I was a photographer. So. Oh,
cool. Yeah, I saw that. That's what is that what sparked you back into film? Was being a photographer in the military.
Well, the photographer led to the government job, and it just kind of reiterated what I was doing videography work and editing for a company called Navarre, and basically we would document anytime they would launch missiles from ships.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome. Wow. What thank you so much for talking to us, Chris. I think we're gonna wrap this up, but where can everybody find you?
You can on Facebook, it's Chris Olen Ray. On Twitter, it's at Tiki Terrors, and on Instagram at Tiki Terrors. We have a website at deinstitutionalizedfilms.com. And like I said, the project's coming up. We've partnered up with Lanny Entertainment, Gregory J. Martin, who was the creator and director of the Bay. He's partnered up with us with 2 films. Actually, I have a Christmas film I missed called Second Chance for Christmas. It should be coming out towards the end of the year. And we did a series, like I said, I did with Zach Ward that we partnered up with Gregory on as well, which should be hearing more about here in the coming weeks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Have a good one.
You too, sir.
Take care, Chris.
Have a good one.